wherever you want.
You know why you're here? It's his book that we're celebrating.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is it over on
So you didn't know why you're here.
Is it over on the counter?
It's all about New York in the 60s. Were you here then?
I was in and out.
Oh, so you checked in, I guess.
The living theater had something to do with it.
You checked in to see what condition your condition was in, right?
Maybe I should go look at the book, huh?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There's a book.
There's a book. There's a plug. There's an internet.
I want to thank the Howl crew and all their help. These things that just seem to happen take a lot of work. And firstly, I want to thank Jane Friedman for allowing us the use of the space for this evening. The gallery director, Ted Reeder, is not here tonight, but incredible amount of work. Sam Ohana, who just introduced me, helped me with the visuals that are up. Also, we have a film, a 15-minute film, which is based on Ben Morea and the inception of Black Mask, Up Against the Wall, motherfucker. And Sam has done an incredible amount of work, Corinne, Yoon, the whole Howl crew. Let's give them a big hand. And our panel tonight, I know most of them for many years. Actually, I know Agosto the longest, going back to the 60s. And all of them have lived in the East Village since the 60s. And hopefully tonight we'll get a chance to reflect on it and remember a little bit. Sort of thinking about it, the crew up here has collectively over 2 centuries living down on the Lower East Side, which I know is hard to believe looking at us, but it is true. And I know a lot of email basically describing how the Lower East Side influenced his work, his music, and all of that. So Ben moved to the Lower East Side. He's a visual artist, a painter. In addition to that, he was one of the co-founders of Black Mask, and Black Mask evolved into Up Against the Wall, motherfucker group. And we're fortunate, there's a film, a short film, 15-minute film, that
continually, obviously, and I was involved with the 10th Street art scene, and I was good friends with Judith Molina and Julian Beck, the Living Theater, and became very friendly and close to Allen Ginsberg, and then Allen, and we put out the journal Black Mask, which is an attempt to meld art and politics, which was rarely done. Like the artists didn't like politics, and the politicos really mistrusted art. So we tried to bring together the two of them. And at some point, we became dissatisfied with the print medium, and we became street activists. So we switched and started the formation of the family, Up Against the Wall. And we were street activists, militant. We were part of the Columbia takeover of the university. We took over Bill Graham's Fillmore East to demand that he give one night free to the community. We felt that they were making money off of the existence of the young people in the Lower East Side, and so they should in turn get one night free. And he refused. So we took the theater and we held it until he relented. In fact, it was in this 15-minute documentary, I'll repeat it. He said, over my dead body, when I told him we wanted it one night free. I said, well, that could be arranged. So we got it one night free, but our downfall was we gave away dope free. We had chemists that would make liquid hash, and we gave out smoking ingredients free, and the police finally resisted that and told Bill if he gave us one more free night, they would take away his license. So, but we had it for several months. Sly and the Family Stone played free several times. Canned Heat played almost every week. Country Joe and the Fish. I mean, a lot of bands played free. Anyway.
Long before I got involved with the Playhouse is Ridiculous or Warhol, the first theater I did was with Ben Morea and Up Against the Wall Motherfuckers. I was 17 years old. I was part of the Columbia takeover. As a matter of fact, I was with you guys at Stonewall, threw bricks at the Stonewall. So I go back to that point, but I washed up on the shores of the Lower East Side. So let's make a point right away that until 1966, this was the Lower East Side. This was not the East Village. There was no East Village. There was Greenwich Village and the Lower East Side. And the year that I came, 67, was when a group of real estate agents started promoting it as the East Village, and that's when we first heard, that's when they started this thing which we now live with, East Village, West Village. There was no West Village. There was Greenwich Village and the Lower East Side. So the gentrification of the Lower East Side really started in 1967. So I have to make that point. What's interesting to me to be on this panel tonight, and especially the people who are on it, because they're all people that I admire and have known for a really long time and share certain foundational values, you know, that go all the way back to when I was a teenager. Is for a long time.
Condolences to the family of Carol Sneedman.
Yes.
She was special to me because in some, what might say, her kookiness, there was brilliance. I would go hear her lecture, and I always love someone that can speak about their art and make me feel connected to it, because so many so-called well-known artists don't know how to describe what they're doing. And Carol was beautiful. Oh, she was well, anyway, I would like to say, I'm Harlem bred and cornbread fed. I say that to say, I'm born in Harlem, but my mother was from South Carolina, my father was in New York, swinger, hipster, you know, whatever. And they both hooked up, and I was fortunate enough to be exposed to an ideal marriage. So therefore, I came from an upper-class family. In fact, but again, I must say, youth is, someone said it better than I, youth is wasted on the young or something. Well, basically what happens is, the neighbors always look like they were having more fun. And so, and they could come home anytime they wanted to, whatever, you know. Anyway, I came downtown because I mentioned I'm from Harlem. Back then, the history books don't write this, but we were fly. There were little groups that we were wearing alligator shoes and this, that, and that, but I hadn't gotten laid yet. So My sister comes home from school one day and says, "There's a girl in my class that thinks you're all right." I said, "Really?" So I come down to see the girl. Eventually, that was the first night, and this is important because she was one of these black activist girls that was involved with all these movements, because the history books don't tell it. But Avenue B and C indeed was happening, and it was a large black influence. But again, the historians are myopic, so, well, we'll leave it there.
We'll talk about that.
What the big miss, though, I went to the meeting, I signed a book. Now, you gotta remember, this was during the period that there were intellectuals from universities who were ready to bomb, and I don't give a fuck about bombing, I want to get laid. So what happens is, the next day, I come home from my part-time job, 2 government agents are sitting in my living room in East Harlem. And I says, "Mom, what's this?" They said you were at a meeting, blah, 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 blah. I didn't, this is how the communists seduce young men. They have beautiful girls, and, guys were horny or whatever, So I says, so my mother says, "What were you doing at the meeting?" I says, "Mom, I never had a girlfriend. I would go anywhere to get this." So the 2 agents broke out laughing. This was back when agents wore white socks and black robes and crew cuts, and they're sitting, and my mother knows how to play the part well, because she's a good Christian, in quotes. So what happens is, the 2 guys, I think they were laying in defense, they got up and laughed and said, "Kid, be careful where you go and who you connect." And from that day, I've never been a group person in my life. I've never been I don't care what race, but I don't join groups. And to say that, I just simply say that the East Village, well, as I'm saying that because it's a popular term, the East Village represented freedom to me. I mean, he mentioned a few years later the Fillmore East Night. It was the first time I just saw 20 new girls on stage. It was going crazy. I'm saying, and then, who did the lights? Was it the Joshua Lights? Yeah. I was like, oh. Now, my dream was to eventually bring down young black and Hispanic kids to see. Just because you're on 115th Street or 112th Street, you didn't do shit yet. In poor neighborhoods, the higher-ups had conditioned us to think the world was about partying, sex, no. Or church. And most people run away from church. So I'm saying, if I showed them, hey, white folks are just as fucked up as you are, maybe we would have a better world. Thank you.
I'm very happy I'm last, because they awakened so many images and experiences, because I'm just an old queen with no memory. And I'll just briefly say that I have a 6th grade education, and I always knew instinctively Greenwich Village was where outsiders belong. And I went to special ed classes because they thought I was dumb. But in any case, I was smart enough to play that game and find myself in Washington Square Park, especially on a Saturday and Sunday, and you saw folk singers and all these alternative people who would stand on a soapbox and talk. But the real happening for me is coming to Tompkins Square Park and Alphabet Land, and boy, behind these all these tenements, there were little secret meetings of socialists and communists, and it was wonderful to know that people were planning sit-ins or going to different parts of the city and throwing the literature. Wake up, the revolution is coming. And
Or the mob. They had their own special area. And if you tried to go in there, like if you were dumb and you thought that you would go in, it was an Italian restaurant, you would go in there, they wouldn't let you in. I mean, they had a Romanian waiter, and Mr. Lanza liked me, so I would go there sometimes, and this guy would come to wait on you, and he'd just throw a plate. He would throw the plates from a foot away, to get you out of the place. And of course, I'm immigrant Italian, so I felt I'm immigrant Italian from a Polish, Lithuanian, Ukrainian town, factory town in Connecticut. So it's kind of funny that I ended up in the same kind of milieu. But one of the overwhelming things about the Lower East Side was that it was so European, and it felt just totally different. Even though, like a lot of my father's brothers all settled on Thompson and Bleecker, but I never really resonated with Greenwich Village in the way that I did, you know, with the Lower East Side. And
We felt defense, armed defense was necessary. That is then. I would not suggest now. People, we can't do
rules the drag world. I didn't realize there's like 35 countries. They're doing drag races in all these different languages, and it's become a profession.
Yeah.
We never wanted to be, well, I call it like Miss Real Woman. Is that it's a lot of effort. My God, you got to memorize to lip sync. You got to memorize a song. You got to spend $1 million on makeup and
so there's something has happened that is so extreme, you know, that's happening right now, and it's happened at different times.
Quick question.
So today's news is all about the parents bribing the university to get the students in, and the goal is to get to Yale and get into finance and get into Wall Street. No news of protest or anything. What's the hope for the future?
Woodstock too. Oh, summer of love. That's all right.
Yes.
I think we'll leave it on that note. Let you answer that question yourself.